Hi, my name's Georgia and I'm one of the criminology teachers here at Huddersfield New College. Today we're going to have a look at Unit 2, Criminological Theories, where we apply theories of crime to criminal case studies. So the case study that we're going to look at is Peter Sutcliffe, aka the Yorkshire Ripper, who killed 13 females, all sex workers, and he believed he was a missionary killer, which means he was carrying out an act of God in killing these women. And interestingly, one of the murders took place here in Huddersfield. So before we talk about Peter Sutcliffe and the criminological theories, we need to look at a debate. So most criminological theories that we're going to look at talk about the nature or the nurture debate and sit somewhere in between the two. So the nature debate suggests that everything that we do in terms of our behaviour comes from genetics, and we inherit our DNA and it's all inside of us and it's internal and we are born a criminal. However, the nurture debate suggests that we learn our behaviour from external forces such as our environment, our peers, our parents, and the way that we are brought up. I'm going to introduce you to 4 theories, as there are so many that we can't cover them all in this taster session. The first 2 that we're going to look at sit on the nature side of the debate. So the first theory that we're going to look at is Lombroso's biological theory of crime. And he suggests that you can see a criminal just by the way that they look. And he labelled them atavistic features, such as asymmetry of the face, a large nose, large ears, a glassy stare, and long legs. Here are some examples of those features on criminals from the past. The second theory that we're going to look at is brain trauma, which suggests that any kind of brain trauma that someone goes through can lead to criminal behaviour and personalities changing. Example here is Fred West, which is one of the Moors murderers, who was involved in a motorcycle accident at the age of 17, which some professionals suggest that this is one of the reasons as to why he carried out such criminal and heinous acts. These 2 theories that we're going to look at now fall among the nurture side of the debate. So the first theory is social learning theory, and this theory believes that criminal behaviour is learned, and that would be through modelling, imitation and observation. So it's the idea that a child observes a role model, which could be a parent or someone that they look up to, and they then imitate and copy their behaviour. For example, if a child was around violent behaviour, such as their family being involved in domestic abuse, they might then go on to imitate that behaviour and copy that behaviour and act out in a violent way in future relationships. The second theory that we're going to look at on the nurture side is Bowlby's maternal deprivation theory. Bowlby suggested that if individuals had no contact or little contact with their mothers in their lives, in the early stages of their lives, that they would become an affectionless psychopath. The idea behind this is that if there is no love, no warmth and no affection between a child and their mother, that the child would then not know how to act in such a way. So they would not know how to love, how to be warm towards one, or how to be affectionate to others, and therefore they would act in more violent ways. So what is the answer? Can we explain criminal behaviour? And the answer to that is there is no definitive one answer as to why people act in the way that they do. But what we can do is we can look at these theories and we can find the ones that are most applicable to a certain case study, and this allows us to be able to put a picture together of why these individuals carry out such criminal and heinous acts. So what we're going to do now is we're going to work backwards, and we are going to look at the theories that we've just analysed, and we are going to try and apply them to Peter Sutcliffe. So the first one was Lombroso's theory about the atavistic traits. So does Sutcliffe display asymmetry in his face? Not particularly. So that specific theory we are not going to apply to Peter Sutcliffe. The second one that we're not going to apply to Peter Sutcliffe is Bowlby's maternal deprivation, which fell on the nurture side of the debate. If you remember, it's about mothers and being around their children and love and affection and warmth. However, reports show that Sutcliffe actually had a very good relationship with his mother. He spent a lot of time around her, he was shy and needy and therefore clung to his mother in his early years. So the 2 theories that we can apply to Peter Sutcliffe are brain trauma and social learning theory. So brain trauma links to Peter Sutcliffe, as Sutcliffe was born prematurely and he had a traumatic birth which starved him of oxygen. And therefore he spent the first 10 days of his life in hospital fighting for his life. And therefore we can link brain trauma to Peter Sutcliffe and his criminal behaviours. The second one that we can link to Peter Sutcliffe and his behaviour is social learning theory. So social learning theory was the idea that we copy and imitate our role models, and Peter Sutcliffe's father was an abusive alcoholic. he used to whip them, he used to hit them, and that was the kind of behaviour that Sutcliffe was observing in his home. So therefore he would imitate that and act violently in later life, and therefore we can explain his criminal behaviour with this theory also. So thank you for listening to me today and our taster session of criminology here at Huddersfield New College. If you want to learn anything more about the spec or the things that we will cover in the content, please do visit our website and have a look on there. These are just 4 of the theories that we look at, and there are plenty to cover. Obviously, we don't have that much time to go into so much detail today, but we would be more than happy to go through all the content with you in the future when you choose criminology here at Huddersfield New College.